Have you ever needed a perfect playlist? Because this episode is going to tell you how to have the perfect playlist. My name is Sid Pace, your secret admirer, your dream girl, and your crush. Yeah. And today we have a very special guest. It's kind of like Selena Gomez and Taylor Swift on a podcast. But Colette, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, thanks. I've been looking forward to this day since your crush started.
True.
Just been waiting for you to ask me.
Oh, well, here you are now. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks.
Thanks for accepting my Google Calendar invite.
Anytime.
So today's topic is all things focused on the influence of music, and I feel like me and Colette, all we do is talk about music. We have our concert shirts on today.
Yeah.
I have Taylor Swift. Who do you have?
Adam Melcher, and I think this is the cutest merch ever.
Literally. And not a lot of people have cute merch.
Usually merch is ugly.
True.
But then you buy it anyway.
You buy it anyway to wear once. Mm-hmm. So, Colette, tell us a little bit about yourself. All the things, where, what, when, where, why, about Colette.
Okay. Well, I'm Colette.
Hey.
I am best friends with Sid.
True.
And I live in Spokane, Washington. Only moved there like 6 months ago when I got married.
The longest 6 months of my life.
And we'll talk about that. And I studied microbiology and chemistry in university. Mm-hmm. And I now work for an influencer.
Hey.
So, yeah, definitely using my degree. But, yeah, what else?
Yeah, because, like, for work, all she talks about is food. And that has nothing to do with microbiology.
Well, actually a little bit, though. Like,
okay,
baking is science.
True.
Cheese, microbiology. But, yeah, so I work for a company called Female Foodie. Mm-hmm. And we take groups of women to Italy, which is awesome.
So cool.
So I just got back from Rome. And I help plan those trips and then also do, like, other stuff, like with website. But fun story.
Okay, I'm ready.
So I'm married. I went to Italy 3 years ago, threw a coin in the Trevi Fountain. Mm-hmm. And when your first coin means you will come back to Italy. The next year I get this internship with Female Foodie. So I go back to Italy. And while I'm there, I throw a coin in the Trevi Fountain.
Obviously.
And in the airport on my way home from Italy, the second coin means that you're going to find true love in Italy. So I'm in the airport on my way home, and I get a call from none other than Lucas Stevens, who we had dated like a year ago and hadn't talked for like a year, as you know, Sid.
Right.
We won't get into it. But then
we love Lucas.
We do love him. Yeah, he called me, and I was like, this is weird. He asked me out. A year later, I throw a coin in the fountain because I go back again in the spring for work. And then we get engaged, which is what the third coin is.
That's crazy.
So 3 years in a row, Trevi Fountain coins. So if anybody listening wants to go back to Italy / get married / I was worried the fourth coin was have a kid. And I'm not ready for that.
Right.
But it's actually you go back with the person that you married.
So did you throw one in the coin?
I threw a coin in. Yeah. Into the Trevi Fountain.
Yes.
So,
Lucas, pack your bags. You're going to Italy.
Probably like in 10 years, but.
No, that is the cutest story. Plus, like, I remember when he called you when you were at the airport. You're like, what does this guy have to say to me? Like,
I didn't answer the first time.
And then, like, also the service was bad. So when you did answer, it was like,
Yep.
You know,
yep. You know it. We talked for like a minute and a half, and he just asked me out, and then I was like, I'm busy. And now I'm not busy.
Now she's not busy. Now she lives with the man. Oh, well, I love it. So a little bit about how me and Colette became friends is Colette was involved in like student government at our university. And so were some friends that I grew up with. And Megan and Ben, we all know them. And they were also involved. And then they told me that I needed to come hang out with their friends because they were trying to, get me involved in school. And so I did. And so that's how I met Colette. And so before we actually became, I feel like, real friends.
I was scared of you.
I was scared of you.
I felt like Sid was too cool. No. Not that she gave off that energy, but she was really social and like she asked me one time when we were with the friends getting rolled ice cream tacos
In St. George.
in St. George. Sid asked if we wanted to split and share, and I was like, "You want to share with me?"
Does this mean we're friends?
So that was kind of our first, I feel like, moment
Yeah.
of sharing
Sharing ice cream.
ice
together.
cream.
And I will say, I don't like sharing ice cream with people. The idea of it's kind of gross, but it was good.
It was an honor.
It was. So that's how we kind of started becoming friends. And then it was one of our friends' birthday, and we drove down together because Colette was the activities vice president, and I was on her team. We rode down together because we had an activity, and we were like, should we pretend to be in an argument? Like, be mad and fighting with each other when we get there?
Yeah.
Just to cause drama. I don't remember why.
Well, because I think we were kind of fighting a little bit in the car, but like, you know, playfully, but like
Right.
a little bit disagreeing. So we're like, let's just like dive in
Yeah.
and make them really think we hate each other.
And I don't think anybody really thought that we hated each other, but I thought it was fun.
But then it was enemies to lovers.
Exactly. And now we're friends. Now we're best friends. Talk to me a little bit about how you got involved with the activities team at Weber State.
That's a good
and that whole
question.
thing, and then how I joined your team.
Well, unlike Sid, I did not do student government in high school. And that was actually the first time I met Sid. We went to the same high school. I didn't know Sid, but I remembered her video of dumping salsa on her.
Yeah, swimming in the salsa.
Yeah, I'll never forget it. It was a very well done campaign.
Thank
I was very introverted, had like small group of friends, went into college, still like small group of friends, but I wanted to do more. Like I went to all the games. I would go to the basketball game. My friends wouldn't come with me. I went alone to the basketball game, stood in the student section. Yeah. Stood by this girl. I tried to start a conversation with her. She pretended to get a phone call. I'm sure of it.
No.
So I was sick of that. Like I wanted to be social, but I didn't have the people to do that with.
Yeah.
My friends didn't want to go do that stuff. And then it was COVID, and I was sick of sitting in my house, and something possessed me, and I ran for activities vice president. Even though I'm terrified of talking to people, of asking people to do things for me, going up to people on the sidewalk and telling them to vote for me. So I don't know how I did it. I like almost withdrew, and then yeah. And then I ran, and I just like during that week I just went all in, and I feel like I grew a lot. My first team meeting, I was like in the bathroom before, about to throw up, and then I turned like last year we had like 1,800 people at our big event, and I spoke in front of them. So I don't know how it happened. I think I just had to dive in. I had to try, and it was really uncomfortable, but totally changed the course of my life. I wanted to do med school, which is why I studied microbiology, but then I loved that social planning. I wanted like 5-year goals, 10-year goals of like what we could make something become, and seeing a program grow. So that was my involvement.
I loved it. And I think you did really good at that. Like, I feel like you're just a natural leader and planning and organizing when you want to be. Emphasis on when you want to be. And
sometimes I'm indecisive.
Sometimes. I feel like, so that was your first year. And then the second year you ran again. And then that's when I applied to be on your team, because you're like, you should apply. And I was like, I don't know. I've never been involved. Like, well, I have like in high school, but I feel like it's different with the university. And so then I applied, and I remember sitting in that interview with you and the advisor, and I was like terrified out of my mind. Like I was gonna pee my pants, because I'm like, I'm not even close friends with Colette. And I'm just like, but like I know her, but I feel like this is really professional, so I gotta like not make any jokes. Anyway, and then I got the position, and here we are.
Yeah. And now we're best friends.
Something that I remember, like the first time, like the beginning of when we were on the activities team together, we had talked about as a team, like what your love language is, kind of. One of yours was like, or showing people that you love him is like sending them things that like remind you of them. And I remember like one time you texted me, it was like a song. I don't remember the song, but I listened to it like the whole, like every day that year. And it was just like, oh, like this was just cute. Like the song made you think of me, or it also was like just a song that you feel like I would like. And so I feel like you're really good at that. And then now that I do that. So,
yeah, you've sent me lots of good songs.
Yeah, we're always sending each other music.
And other people. We're trying to really, help
Spread
people.
the love.
Yeah, exactly.
Spread the love. And because we love music so much, we took a class, like your last semester, spring semester, it's called KWCR. If you want to listen to good music, tune in. It's the radio show for Weber State.
Mm-hmm.
And we were the radio hosts.
We had our own show.
We did.
I don't remember what days or time,
Me,
but
random.
it was a good time.
It was. What was your DJ name?
DJ Dot.
Because
if you've seen Bugs Life, there's Princess Dot, and my brother called me Dot growing up because I think Colette is hard for little kids to say. So
Dot is easier.
Yeah.
DJ Dot.
So that's been my nickname. And you?
And mine was DJ Spacebar because I said we had to fill out why we picked our DJ name, and I said because a computer can't function without a spacebar.
Yeah, and well, that's
So-
how you press play, right?
Exactly.
Pause and play.
Pause and play. And like S and then pace spells space. I don't know.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That's
Spacebar, DJ Spacebar, and DJ Dot.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for listening to our podcast.
And we gave some shout outs on there.
We did.
It was really fun. We'd play the new music by our favorite artists.
Mm-hmm.
We'd just yap sometimes.
Yeah. Yep about the hotties on the basketball team.
Yeah.
And hopefully they weren't listening. I don't think they were. So yeah, obviously, as you can tell, me and Colette, we're very experienced in the music industry.
We love music.
We love music. A little bit more about our friendship. What is your favorite trip that we've ever taken together?
Well, probably. Oh,
Too many good ones.
there's too many good ones. I would say DC, but was that a trip for me?
Right,
Does
that
it
was just
count?
work.
Maybe like Hebgen and Lake Powell.
Yeah.
Or is it Hebgen Lake? I don't know.
There's a lake
I'm
in there.
sorry. We went up north to Hebgen and stayed with my coworker from work at her cabin, and that was super fun. And then we went down to Lake Powell in the same week.
In the same week. We had one day to like be normal, and on that day I followed Colette and Lucas on a date
To Topgolf.
to Topgolf. So it was a good way to spend our day off of not
Yeah. we needed a break from each other.
Exactly.
So we went to Topgolf together.
Yeah, with like more people, so it was kind of like that break, you know?
Yeah.
But I think that was honestly one of my favorite trips because it was just fun. Like both the lakes, we got really sunburned,
Yep.
ate good food,
Listen to a lot of good music all the time in the
yes.
car.
literally. I don't think we ever turned off the music once. It was just like always playing because the drive from Lake Hebgen to Lake Powell. Not that we did that in one
One day. Yeah.
but if you had to do it in one day, it would probably take all day.
Yeah, I have no idea.
My brain hurts thinking about it. I don't know.
But other trips, we just went to Vancouver,
We did,
and that was fun because we hadn't seen each other
Mm-hmm.
for a minute.
Me and my sister and her friend, we flew to Seattle, and Colette met us there. And it was kind of an adventure for both of us getting to where we needed to be in Seattle. We won't get into that.
Oh, please.
And then we just drove from Seattle to Canada. And then we were there for like literally only the weekend.
Mhm.
But you got to do what you got to do to see the Eras Tour
Yeah.
for the third time.
And
But-
no regrets.
No regrets. I would do it again. Maybe like a little longer in Canada.
Mm.
But
Yeah, Vancouver was cool.
we saw an eagle. Anyway, I don't know why I said that.
That was the coolest thing we saw.
And lastly, before we move on to more about music,
Yeah.
and Colette tells us all of her thoughts and opinions and
Oh.
experiences.
Boy.
One thing that I wanted to say is I had the opportunity to. Why did I say opportunity? That sounds so like
Yeah, what is what are you gonna say?
Colette and Lucas asked me to give them a speech at their wedding, and it was the cutest thing in my life. I don't have a video, and I barely have a picture of it, but just the memory that counts.
But we'll always remember.
I always remember. And I should just share my note of my speech with you. So you can read
Please.
it.
I want to read it every day.
Exactly. I know you do. I know Lucas does.
Mhm.
They also have a dog. I'm sure she wants to hear from me.
Yeah, she never got to hear it.
Yeah, so I'll just fly up there and give it again.
Okay, perfect.
One of my favorite things is the lyric from Kelsey Ballerini's song, "If you go down, I'm going down with too." Going down too.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love it because I feel like that just like summarizes our friendship, puts a little bow on it. We're just always together on the same wavelength, doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, if you go down, like, I guess I'll go down
I'm
too.
going
Like,
down too. Very
Yeah.
supportive. Sid's the best.
Oh, you're the best.
But before you move on really quick,
Okay, go ahead.
I wanted to say that we've had some experience doing long distance.
Sorry, the camera just fell. I know you all have been waiting to hear Colette's thoughts on music.
Oh, yeah. They have.
They've been dying to know. And how often do you listen to music?
Every day, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
The day depends. I don't listen to music really while I'm working, which I should.
Just like in the background.
Yeah, because I love music.
Yeah.
But I don't get in a car without music. When I first started dating Lucas, it was kind of a problem. He didn't like turn on music right when he got in the car. And I was like, what's wrong with you? Like, music should always be playing in the car. I don't, with your crush being my exception, I don't really listen to podcasts or like audiobooks. I'm all in on music. If I'm doing any chores, going on a walk, absolutely need music, getting ready. My phone was downstairs this morning and I literally went downstairs to get it just because I couldn't get ready without music. So
yeah, it's an essential.
It
You
is.
always need it playing. Gotta get those minutes for your Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah, Sid and I used to compete.
We did.
Weekly minutes. How many minutes did you listen? And we'd send each other screenshots to see who listened more.
And in the summer that we went to Hebgen and Lake Powell, is I think every week we listened to like over 1,200 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a lot? I don't know.
No, I think we were like
Or
over
was it
2,000. Yeah. And it's really gone down. Now I'm like at 800 a week.
Yeah. And that's why I deleted the app because I didn't want to see.
Yeah. It's called Airbuds if you want to get it.
Yeah. Don't add us because we don't have it, but you should get it. How do you feel like your music taste has changed like over time? Or do you feel like there's been a lot of artists that you like continue to listen that you did when you were younger?
I feel like, well, one, I think everybody would agree, like listening to music that you listened to when you were younger is super fun and like nostalgic. And I listen to Y2K a lot. Like I have a playlist, iPod Nano Bops and that. But during like junior high and high school, I was super into like alternative rock, emo.
She had her face.
And did I grow out of that? Kind of. I feel like my music repertoire has just grown. So I listen to more artists. Like I used to think slow music was too boring. Now I just feel like I listen to a greater variety. And I do listen to less of like the alt rock emo. Yeah. But I'm not opposed.
She's not opposed.
I love 21 Pilots, Neck Deep. So I feel like, yes, it's changed in that I kind of like slower songs now. Like singer-songwriter. Yeah. I also, for a minute there, didn't like listen to very many female artists. It was all my like alt rock guy bands. And now, you know, Sabrina Carpenter had a Olivia Rodrigo moment, Chappell Roan, you know, so I have more girls in my shuffle now.
So I would say your taste has gotten better.
Yeah. It's evolved. My palette has whatever that word is. Yeah.
And if you don't know like a certain artist, Colette is more than happy to give you like the lessons on them. One time she invited like all of our friends over for the 21 Pilots new album and kind of walked us through like the whole lore of this fandom.
Yeah.
Good word for
yeah. No, I believe like there's good music, but the artists that I love are the ones who write their music and or produce it. Because I love the lore. Taylor Swift has great lore.
Very much.
Like it's fun knowing like how much thought they put into the songs that they write and seeing the world come together, whether it's their world or a world that they've created. It just feels like another level of talent and artistry. So
I agree, and it makes you appreciate the songs better because you know like the whole writing process and like where they got to in that whole thing. Lots of lessons to be learned.
There is. And I love listening to an album from top to bottom.
Yes.
Like, don't shuffle it. Like, just listen top to bottom.
Do you do that every time or do you shuffle sometimes?
If I'm listening to an album, then no, I usually listen top to bottom. But, you know, yeah, if it's like, if I'm not going to listen to the whole album, then I just listen to my playlist that has parts of it or whatever. But I really, or if I'm not like listening, but if I'm in the car or like doing something that I can listen, it's in order. So I get the artist's purpose.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you should try it.
Okay, I'll try that. I usually just like, oh, I love the Red album, so I'm just going to shuffle it.
No, listen in order. Okay. State of Grace, Red by Taylor Swift. State of Grace is the most incredible opening song.
True.
Because it like,
the whole album.
it's like, I feel like it tells the story of what the album's gonna be, the way that it builds, and
oh my gosh, okay, I'm getting in the car right now to listen to it. I gotta go. Yeah, so Colette knows a lot about the background of songs, and I love it. The whole 21 Pilots thing, I wasn't really like a fan. I had like some songs saved, but now like knowing about it, like I'm more likely to listen to their music videos. I'm like, oh, I remember this.
I'm just preaching the good word.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure if we asked Lucas, he would know everything about Taylor Swift. When they were dating, they had the Swiftie lessons, and I'm sure he loved it. How many concerts have you been to, and do you prefer live music over just like listening to in your car?
Oh, well, I don't remember the exact number. I know it's less than 50 and more than 40.
Okay, perfect. 45.
Yeah. I love live music. I feel like, especially artists like 21 Pilots, they've said that they write their music to perform live. I feel like it's a whole nother experience. I mean, the Eras Tour. I also love even more, like the Eras Tour and some big shows are fun, but I love like smaller artists and like a general admission pit, and the artist will meet everybody afterward because they're just new, like Jonah Kagan.
Yeah, love him.
So
He's cute.
I would say live music. I mean, listening in your car, then you get to listen to a lot of artists.
True.
For free.
For free. Save money, live better. With Jonah Kagan, he was cool because he had like that little loop machine.
Yeah.
And so like he would just like play around and mess around, and I feel like live music, you just see more of their personalities.
And their
fun.
actual talent.
Yeah. So I love that. We also, and by we I mean Colette, brought in concerts to Weber State, and Adam Melcher was one of them.
Yeah.
And we got to take a picture with him, and he's just like
He was
cute.
so sweet.
And then we saw him open for Noah Kahan. Wow. Full circle.
Yeah. And then we saw him at the Soundwell.
Oh, yeah. And we took a picture with him, and we're like, do you remember us? And he said, yeah.
I don't think he
did.
did.
Do you feel like the music you listen to just depends on your mood? Do you feel like if you listen to a song, it can change your mood? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, yes. I think 100% my music changes depending on my mood, and my mood changes depending on my music. And I can use that for good, or I can use that to just really stay in that space of sadness or happiness, you know? Like, also, like, I'm not going to be in a sad mood and be like, you know what, let me be happier and turn on, like, some Hannah Montana. That's not going to work like that. But I think that's when I am in a sadder mood, I can listen to some sad, beautiful music, and it's like healing. Yeah. And then makes me happier.
Warms your heart.
Yeah.
There's this one time, I don't know if you remember this, but we were like going to go somewhere, but both of us were kind of in a sad mood. But then if you looked at when we had earbuds, Colette was like listening to like All Too Well and like songs like that, Olivia Rodrigo. And then you look at mine and it was like Nicki Minaj, but just like in the mad sad.
Yes.
So there's definitely different moods you can feel with music.
Definitely. And you can use it to like hide and pretend like you're not sad, or you can really
or be like Colette.
Just cry it out.
What is like your go-to song when you need to be in a good mood?
Well, on the topic of like listening to songs that aren't super hype. So like if I'm sad and want to be in a good mood, I have 2 songs that I love, and I don't really know why, but it's like the musicality of them, the production. It just feels good in my heart. And I don't even know any other songs by them, but it's Runaway to Mars by Talk, like Talk. Okay,
never heard of them.
Oh, me neither. Okay. But that song is like, I'm going to listen to that at least weekly for the rest of my life, I'm sure. It's been like a year since I found it.
Really?
No, a year and a half. And then the other one is The Scientist by Coldplay.
True.
Just those 2, like, it's something about, because they're sad, but they're also like have this hopeful undertone. And so they make me feel good. They make me happy.
Those are good songs. Well, I only know one.
Yeah. Well, listen, homework.
Okay. Write that down. I'm going to listen to it. On top of that question, what is like your go-to song when you get in the car? Like if you're driving your friends somewhere, like what are you going to put on?
Well, probably Taylor Swift.
True.
Or Noah Kahan. I don't know that I have like one specific song. I mean, I like Swag Surfin' if like we're getting really.
I got my swag. Swag.
Surfing. Swag. Surf. Yeah. I like that one.
That one's a good one. Speaking of Taylor Swift, what era are you in?
Well, I've been in. I'm in Speak Now.
Okay.
That took me a second. Because I feel like I mean, I've done Rep. I've done 1989
Right.
and Lover.
True.
And now I think I'm in Speak Now because, well, like 85% of those songs relate to my relationship with Lucas, at least at some point.
Yeah.
Some of them not so good, and some of them are good now.
Yeah.
But, and so, you know, I'm in my newlywed era.
True.
I feel like Speak Now. And I'm also like, yeah, learning to speak my feelings.
Aw. And you're speaking your feelings now.
Yeah.
Whenever falls in love. Yeah. Okay. Speak Now is a good one. And what is your favorite album though of Taylor Swift? That's different.
That is different. And I think I have to say Red.
Yep.
That's the first Taylor Swift concert I went to.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, yeah, listen to it top to bottom, especially. So
State of Grace.
good. It's so good. And yeah, just all, I loved that era.
Mm-hmm. Do you like the vault tracks that were added? Or okay.
I feel like they're like some of the best vault tracks.
Yes. Message
Besides
in a
Speak Now.
Bottle.
Very First Night, Better Man, but Taylor Swift singing it.
Yes.
Love that.
That one makes me kind of cry.
Yeah.
But it's a good one.
Forever Winter.
Forever Winter. Is Girl at Home, is that one of vault track?
That
or
was a
that's just-
deluxe.
Oh.
But there's one that's like my favorite vault track and I can't think of it.
I Bet You Think About Me.
Yeah.
That one is so good.
It is good.
Directed by Blake Lively.
With Miles Teller.
Miles Teller, hottie.
Yeah.
And his wife was, no, she wasn't.
Yeah, she was
the
there.
bride.
She was the bride.
The bride.
That, you know, he dumped for Taylor.
Anyway, good era, good album.
Mm-hmm. What's your answer for both?
Well, last year, I feel like mine was Lover because I was like trying to love myself, love the people around me. Not that I was in love with anyone, but just like the love.
Yes.
Bring more of that
Feel
in
the
my life.
love.
And now, low-key, I feel like I'm in my 1989 era just because I'm just
I love
like
it.
girl boss.
Yeah.
Doing all the things, going on trips, on vacations.
I would
I have a big
100%
kid
agree.
job now.
The girl trips.
Yes.
Yeah.
1989.
Very much so.
You're hearing it first. I just decided. Okay. Going into, because we talk a lot of game, how would you say, what are the essentials to making a good playlist? Like playlist 101, ready, go.
Well, unless it's like a I'm sad playlist or a I'm going out tonight playlist, I believe in a lot of diversity.
Love.
I have one playlist called Emo Eclectic No Boston. Found out I wasn't going to get tickets to go see an artist in Boston. You know how it can be on Ticketmaster.
Yeah. A battle.
A battle. And I didn't win. So I feel like that kind of explains. I believe in a playlist. You just got to feel it. And so it doesn't have to be like super formulated. I think you just got to feel it. I like to create playlists over time.
Yeah.
Like not a sit down and create a playlist right now. It's like I make a playlist with a few songs and then I shuffle my like songs. I listen to Discover Weekly and radios.
That's such a good radio station.
It's the best.
Is it a radio station?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
On Spotify.
True.
I don't talk about Apple Music.
We don't talk to people who have Apple Music.
I don't know. How do you create a playlist?
I think like playlists for myself, I agree with you. Like it kind of is something you just take over time and listen to a lot, and it's mainly for me.
Mm-hmm.
But if I make a playlist for like friends or like for someone's bachelorette or like a road trip, then that one kind of takes usually like 2 days I work on it. That just kind of has a mix. I feel like I keep going back to like old throwback songs are always like good staples when you're making a playlist.
I
Because they're
agree.
songs that everybody knows, you know?
Yeah. Well, and like in making playlists for friends, or like I made a playlist for Lucas when we first started dating. And I made a playlist for a couple of our friends, just like I feel like the best way to do that is be like, okay, well, I knew I wanted to put a couple of Taylor Swift songs on there. What songs would speak, like, what do they like? What songs would they connect with?
Yeah.
What songs show her musicality? And then it's like beyond Taylor Swift. It's like, you gotta take into account what they like, but you want to expand it, right?
Yeah.
You want to find
the
your favorite
boundaries.
artist. I go to my favorite artist and then say, what songs of theirs would they like? That's kind of what I do.
True. You did that with 21 Pilots.
Mhm.
Made a playlist of ones that you feel like that I would like and
Yeah.
one of our other friends would like. And it was true. I liked them. So
Yeah.
good job.
And then they get into it and then they, see a new world. But For playlists for me, I feel like, yeah, it's more just like make a playlist every month.
Mm-hmm.
I think you do that too, don't you?
I
Or you
used
did.
to, and now I don't.
And it's just like of songs I like that I found.
Mm-hmm.
So then I listen to that playlist during the month at some points. So then I know them. So that when I'm listening to my shuffled like songs, which is my go-to, I just shuffle my liked songs of 3,000 songs. And we've got musicals, we've got country, we've got rap. Then I know them.
Yeah. No, I like the idea of making playlists every month. I was doing it for a little bit, and then I just forgot. And then I was like, well, I can't start now.
But now you can go back and listen to those playlists from the month. And it like transports you back in time.
It really does.
It's like, oh yeah, that was my 2023 fall.
Mm-hmm. I have my playlist for that is When Anyone But You came out. And a lot of the soundtrack is in my January 24.
Was that a year ago?
Well, it came out December of 23. But then I just like watched it in the movie theaters.
Way.
Yeah.
I thought it came out like 4 months ago.
Oh, well, you watched it 4 months ago for the first time. Anyway, so yeah, just like when I listen to it, it just brings me back and then makes me think about my favorite movie, Anyone But You.
Mm-hmm.
But I love playlists for that reason. They kind of just jog back all the nostalgic moments, all the fun things that you did with your friends.
It's like a
Lake
smell.
Powell. Yeah.
You know how they say like smells transport you back?
Uh-huh.
Music.
Wait, why am I kind of tearing up? That's cute. Was it in the summer that we did all of our like lake trips and pickleball? We were in a tournament, you guys. We got second place.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're not even going to explain why.
We were in pickleball.
We just got second place.
There was more than 2 teams, by the way.
Yeah, there was. And our team name was Sunrise because something about me and Colette is we would rather watch the sunrise than the sunset. Yeah?
And how would we watch it?
Paddleboarding.
Yeah.
With our playlist that we made.
Yeah.
Called Sunrise.
We'd go out and paddleboard and watch the sunrise.
Yeah. And then everyone
started magical.
Doing it, and they wanted to come join us sunrise paddleboarding.
Mm-hmm.
Really special moments.
Yeah, so we became Sunrise.
Yeah.
And we'd say it sometimes. Kind of like Schmidt from New Girl. Sunrise.
And so we're like, let's just put it into a playlist because this summer has been like one of the best summers ever.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put everything into a playlist. And I don't know how many songs are on there. Can you look? We're going to pull it up
really quick.
While she's pulling that up, we did sunrise paddleboarding.
It's 2 hours and 19 minutes.
Oh, nice.
So
however many songs that is.
You guys can go find it.
Yeah.
It's discoverable.
It is.
And
how
it's
many
that cute
saves do we
picture.
have?
7!
7!
Yeah, so you guys can take our
commodity.
advice. We do make good playlists.
7 people at least like it. 2 of them might be our moms, but that's okay. So we made Sunrise for paddleboarding, and just like everything summer, when I listen to it, it just like brings back all those fun memories that we had together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, everything just tied into that of when me and Colette really like started becoming friends and we weren't arguing, fake fighting all the time, and we were just like besties. And so I love that playlist because it makes me think of all those things. And then what was the other Riz playlist that we made?
Then I moved to DC,
and
we made Run Riz.
Run Riz.
Sunriz, Run Riz. We need a Fun Riz.
Fun Riz.
But we don't have that yet. Run Riz was you and I would run at the same time. We'd FaceTime each other. Long distance friendships.
It was hard.
It was hard. And so
we
once a week, it was like Tuesdays, I think.
Yeah.
We would FaceTime each other. So we would start at the same time. We'd press play at the same time and we'd listen to the playlist. And so it was like we were running together.
Yeah.
And that was Run Riz.
Exactly. So we would FaceTime at the beginning and then at the end and take a picture, like a little screenshot. And then we're like, okay, bye.
Yeah. We'd be like, okay, turn around at,
at this song, run back to the starting point.
Yeah. That was fun. And I feel like that was really good for our friendship to keep in touch. We also sent, was it 4 pictures?
Oh yeah.
On Sundays we would send our 4 favorite pictures from the week, and it could just be food or it could be you out doing something. So that was fun.
Yeah.
And we did the earbuds, competed for music listening.
And so if you have a long distance friendship or a relationship, I guess, but blah 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 friendship, then these are things that you can do because I loved them. I love sending pictures. Most of my pictures were dogs and windows.
Yeah, that was fun.
And over time, I feel like I had a theme of this is the stuff that I want to send. Or I'm Or maybe also in general, just be like, oh, I should take a picture of this. Just in general, because it's good at memories, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I loved that.
me
We should do
too.
it again.
Well, you do live in Washington, and it's getting warmer, so run, Riz.
Run Riz
Hey.
is back.
We're so bad.
I'm out of shape, but we can do
Me
it.
too. Run, walk, Riz.
Walk Riz. Jog Riz.
Jog. We'll come up with it.
Yeah.
We'll think of something.
Because this was back in the day when Riz was...
Thriving, and now it's, I don't know, we need a new one. But also,
But Sunrise was so creative because it's
True.
like sunrise.
yeah. So,
I think you came up with that. I was so proud of you.
Thank you. I'm going to take that to my grave as my biggest accomplishment. Anything else you want to say about long distance friendship?
Well, in our long distance friendship, one of us is better at keeping in touch than the other. And
We'll let you figure that out.
yeah. And so I think that something that's been really nice is like Sid is super like reaches out but just understanding that each other we get busy and it's not like anything about the other person or that we're still friends and we can just start things off, whether we've talked just yesterday for every 10 minutes on Snapchat.
Yeah, our vlogs.
Or it's like been a couple weeks. So
Yeah, true. It is one of those friendships that you just like pick up where you left off and it's just so good every time,
yeah.
you know? And one thing before we get into shifting gears into some more fun questions that I have, before Colette moved to DC, we had a watercoloring night. And that is probably like one of my favorite nights ever. And ever since then, I just like love watercoloring. You all have heard me talk about it so many times. And it's just like a fun, relaxing thing. And so we've talked about doing like FaceTime watercoloring since we're long distance, you know? So maybe we should do that.
Yeah. We've done like a spa night before. We both
Yeah.
did face masks.
That was fun. And
But
then,
yeah, we need to watercolor.
yeah. Anyway, long distance friendships, tough, but you can find fun ways to like be friends still.
Yeah.
Okay, shifting gear. Colette is a witch, I think, and she knows how to manifest things. So what are your thoughts on manifestation?
Well, what I like to say is I actually don't know if I'm as much of a manifester as I can see the future. And I say this like as a joke, but it kind of blows my mind sometimes.
No, and sometimes
as
I
you
have
know.
chills, yes.
So I think whether it's like, oh, getting a good parking spot or like my job with Female Foodie
True.
or what else? Just like little things, but also big things.
Yeah. Oh, I remember when you were graduating, you were like, what was it? It was something with like the Taylor Swift
Oh yeah.
class and
I bought pink cords when I graduated because I
Just
was
on
like,
Amazon?
everybody, on Amazon. I was like, you know what? Everybody wears all these cords. I was like, I want to give my friends cords. And so I bought pink cords and I said they were for Swiftie studies because like I gave them to my lab partners and they heard me talk about Taylor Swift the whole time. And so I gave them to them and said it was for Swiftie studies. And then the next semester,
guess what?
Weber State gets a Swift studies class. So manifest.
Yeah.
So basically I think the secret to manifesting is one, believing and like,
True.
yeah, just like hope for the best. Why not?
Why not? What's the worst that could happen?
Exactly. But then even more than that, I think what it is like seeing the good. So like, I think there's a lot of things that I've hoped for or like said and it hasn't happened.
Yeah.
But it's more like when things do happen and then being like, oh my gosh, like
I
that
talked
happened
about
for
this.
me.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I talked about this and so maybe it's more like the focus of when things do go right, because if you actually added up my percentage, I'm probably at like shooting 3%.
Still better than most.
But when things do go right, then I tell Sid all about it. I'm like, and then I tell everybody.
I'm a witch.
Yeah.
I manifested this. And I believe it every time. I'm not good at manifesting, but if I need something, I'll just pass it along to Colette, and then she'll work on it for me.
And I can't always, I can tell them, I'm like, I don't feel this one, you know?
Yeah.
So it's more like, if I believe it's actually going to happen, then I start manifesting.
Exactly. It's kind of like tarot card reading.
Yeah.
Okay, who's your celebrity crush?
Well, I think we've talked about her a lot.
Yeah.
And she is Taylor Swift.
True.
Yeah,
And
I like
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No,
actually.
go ahead.
So, Taylor Swift's your celebrity crush. What about her do you, like, love?
Well, one, I love her music.
True.
And that you can relate to it in every situation.
Underline
like
every.
There is a song for everything, and they're fun to sing, and my friends all love her too. But I also love like how much hard work she's put in, and like what she's built for herself. I think she is so admirable, and I think that she has like dealt with a lot of crap and has not let it get her down.
Yeah, I love that.
And also what I love is like seeing somebody in merch and then immediately it's like we're friends. You know, like you see somebody in public in Taylor Swift merch and you're like, oh my gosh, hi, you're a Swiftie. And I feel like that's the same with our friends. Like we're already friends. But I just feel like even just finding artists that you like with somebody else, seeing somebody in merch of an artist you like, it's such a connecting thing, even though they're a complete stranger. And you know, anybody can listen to any music, but it's like I see somebody in the merch of an artist I like, and I want to talk to them, and I'm like, you're a cool person.
You're cool. Let's be friends. Or like they're wearing like friendship bracelets.
Yeah.
And then it's just immediately like, oh, what concert did you go to?
What were your surprise songs?
Yeah. Oh, I love Taylor Swift. She's probably my celebrity crush too.
So, I mean, I love 21 Pilots, Alexander 23.
Love him.
Adam Melcher. These artists I feel like are down to earth. Haven't let the fame get to their heads. And that's why I like them.
True. Well, let's go back to Taylor Swift. There's this like sound going around on TikTok of like this mashup of all of her songs. It's 13 minutes long, obviously, because 13 is Taylor Swift lore. Me and Colette, we made it like this goal of ours to memorize it from like start to end.
Well, I don't even think it started out as a goal. I think we just listened to it so much that we memorized like most of it on our own.
Yeah.
Then we decided.
Second nature.
Then we were like, wait, we should truly memorize it.
Yeah. At this time, it was a time when we were watercoloring, and her dad walked in, and we were just like practicing the song
on like 1.5 times speed.
Yeah, because we're like, let's see.
Trying to challenge ourselves.
I'm sure he loved it. That mashup lives rent-free in my head all the time.
All the time.
But after we listened to it on 1.5 speed for like 2 hours, I needed a break. But I listened to it the other day, and I was just like, wow, because it's a mashup of all of her songs flowing into one and the next.
It's very well done.
Yeah, it's magical. It makes me
And now
teary-eyed.
sometimes when I listen to her songs, I expect it to go into another song.
Yeah. And my favorite like reels on Instagram is when somebody like mashes up all the songs in like videos. So then I'm just like watching the song and it's like the Eras tour, but mashup. Anyway.
We need one with Tortured Poets Department now.
We do. How did you feel when you saw it live in Vancouver? What were your thoughts?
Well, I had avoided all spoilers.
True.
So it was way fun. I loved it. All of them.
Chills, the costumes.
Yeah, the energy, the smallest man who ever lived marching. It was great.
Yelling that at top volume.
Yeah.
True, that was good. One thing about Colette is she has this picture of her and she's playing the guitar and she looks like Taylor Swift. And do you remember this picture of you?
No.
You're like in a talent show or something.
Oh my gosh.
Whatever.
Yes.
Anyway, so Colette plays the guitar. I also play the guitar. Colette, would we ever have like a jam session?
Of course you're asking this on air.
Everyone needs to
because
know.
Sid has asked me this, how long have we been friends? And I've kind of been avoiding it, I feel like.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, one day when I bring my guitar home, we...
Okay, fine, whatever. Okay, anyway, moving on. Thanks for one day promising that we'll play the guitar together. If you were in a car crash and you were listening to a Taylor Swift song, what song would be playing that caused you to be in the crash?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay, go first.
I feel like mine would probably be either The Archer.
Oh,
or like,
ouch.
Yeah. Or maybe like Now That We Don't Talk or something like that, where I'm just like feeling the emotion and like the anger of her and just like hitting my steering wheel, and then I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably would be one that I'm like dancing, like from the Eras tour. Maybe like no, but like tolerate it. Like, I'd be so
Ooh,
into it, and I'd be,
ouch.
you know, like, and yeah, that one gets me.
That would. Yeah. Okay. Well, good to know. Last thing, I wanted to play this little game of most likely to, and then we just vote like between me and you, like who would be
Ooh,
most
okay,
likely
fun.
to what. So most likely to cry in a concert. I say you.
Probably me, but it's not that.
It's
I
not
don't
that
know. I feel like
serious.
it's close,
True.
but yeah, it's probably me.
Most likely to forget what they were talking about mid-sentence. Probably me.
You.
Yeah. Most likely to embarrass themselves in public. Probably both of us.
Yeah.
We're always dancing in public. But then we're scared to talk to people. But I don't know.
Yeah, but we'll dance along to any song that's playing in public.
Exactly. Dance behind
Or break into
people.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see if they notice.
Or trivia night.
Trivia. Most likely to spend way too much money on merch.
That would be
Probably
you.
me. Colette is really good with her money.
Sometimes.
When it comes to concerts, I think you're
It's
pretty good at it.
tough, but yeah, if I set the rules beforehand.
And that just goes back to like not all people have good merch that you wear often.
It's
so
true.
You gotta really like figure it out if you would wear it.
Did you get any driver's era merch?
No, they weren't really that cute.
Yeah, happens.
I would get like a collage of like Ross on my shirt or something, like this
Like
shirt.
that, but with Ross.
With Ross. Yeah. Most likely to have a mental breakdown. Probably both of us.
And together.
And together, always.
Yes.
That's all I had. Do you have any most likely to?
Most likely to make cookies. Because I feel like you've been baking cookies.
True. I do be baking. But you taught me that. She's a baker.
Which of us listens to more new artists? I feel like I've kind of been in my... You know who I've been loving lately? And I don't know how to say his last name, so now this is a bad idea. But Lord Huron?
Okay. Oh, yeah.
He just had some new music come out.
Oh.
Loving him.
Yeah, you're most likely for sure listening to new artists than me.
I don't know.
I listen to the same 3 songs at the moment.
Gracie Abrams.
Tim McRae, Taylor Swift. Yeah, so most likely listen to the new album. I mean, artist.
I don't know. It goes back and forth, though.
True.
Well, this was fun.
I think that was it. Okay. Thank you, Colette, for coming on your crush. Because you're my crush, and I'm glad that you could be here.
Thanks, Sid.
You're welcome.
You're my forever crush.
So-
my celebrity crush.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's a pleasure. Yeah, so make sure to watch out for our playlist. We have some new artists. We have some basic artists over here. And between the both of us, we'll have the perfect playlist.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's it. So, anything else you want to say before it ends?
If you made it this far,
We're proud of you.
Thanks.
And you know what? We love you to the moon and Saturn. So,
Oh,
yeah. Okay, I love you, Shade. I'll see
Love
you all
you,
next
Sido.
week.
Bye.
And bye.